Good evening, folks. I said I pop on tonight, have a chat with you. It's quite late, but you know what? There's people across the world that are waking up now, and there's people that are at the finishing work. And you know what? I might as well have a chat with these folks. And whoever is still awake in Ireland and Scotland, welcome to the channel. I hope you are all doing good as well. I'm still on a high from yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I've watched a couple of Celtics late winning goals over recent years, and you know, Julian's Araujo's goal yesterday was just is up there. It's up there, and hopefully in May we'll be looking back and saying that was one of the most important goals in Celtics history because it's been a crazy title race, and we're all buckled up. We're all ready to take every opposition as they come. When Hibs is on Sunday, then we're away to Aberdeen, then we've Rangers and then Aberdeen. Oh, it's a lot to dig into the trenches, folks. But you know what? We're all looking forward to it as well. So I hope the sound is okay because we had one or two people complaining about the sound last night, even though I looked back over the podcast and the sound seemed crystal clear. So let's get the comments in. What's happening, folks? What's happening? I thought I would rock one of my old tops as well. Haven't worn ages. Me come on the hoop stuff. So I put this on tonight. Keep yourself nice and snug. 16 people tuning in. The green light is on the background. The podcast is on. Let's kick in and let's see what people are saying. First of all, keep my man. How are you? I am good. I'm absolutely doing well. Can't complain. I'm still on the bus from last night, to be honest, or yesterday, even though I didn't have a couple of drinks for the game. It's just to have that feeling of Celtic with the Martin factor of scoring late, two goals in in the last two games to leave it late to be in the title race is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And plus, we have that game in hand now. I'm gonna say it out straight: is it guaranteed we're gonna win that game in hand? Not really, because Aberdeen obviously, yeah, they're a bit of a shit of a mess, but we need to turn up and play to the levels to be champions. None of this shit where we're scrappy in the first half like we were yesterday. Yesterday was absolutely disastrous. Been a lot of talk of Neil McCann moaning about the 7 minutes of added time, all this bullshit. Celtic scored actually in the 96th minute. In the 96th minute. So he can stop moaning. He can stop going on how angry he is. He can stop going on that he's disappointed. Who gives a shit? What matters is Celtic done the job at Kilmarnock yesterday, and we were victorious, even though we had a brutal first half. And I've already called out the likes of Rio HATATE over the last 2 to 3 months. He's been absolute dire, and I'm sick of talking about Rio HATATE because we all know, simple is, if you're not committed to the cause, you're not in it. You shouldn't be playing. You shouldn't be playing for Celtic. Simple as, you know. Srirachi and Araujo, my future dream full backs, the real McCoy. These are guys that are actually in on loan with no option to buy. They're looking to get minutes under the belt. Obviously, Srirachi's over from Boca Juniors. Araujo is over from Bournemouth. And look, it's been interesting. I think we should try sign these guys in the summer. I know Srirachi's think he's 28 now, I think. But we need to strengthen in the summer. There's no question about it. It's quite a weak side, and it's a bang average Celtic side. The players that we have are so-called disposal, buying players for like 5 million that can't even cut it. Players that were good in the Belgium league, and when they come to Celtic Football Club, they can't handle the sauce. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. But look. And Kurt behind you, Keith, looks good with the green and white. Of course, Kurt is always behind me. Always. I sent the same picture. The exact same picture. Oh, brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. I could have put Dublin in the background there, but Martin Neil Atkin, Ah, it was brilliant. That interview was brilliant yesterday. But look, it's not just his performance; it was the whole lot of the team in the first half. I would drop Schmeichel on Thursday night against Stuttgart. He's not going to drop him. He's not going to drop him because you know what's going to happen if Kasper Schmeichel's dropped. He's probably going to go to the media, have a little fucking storm on, back to the Danish outlets, and they'll be talking him retired and all this bullshit. You know, there's big international games coming up. Denmark are trying to get into the World Cup. Obviously, finishing second place in Scotland's group. If Ireland beat Czech Republic, Big Tam's team over in Prague will either play North Macedonia or Denmark in the Aviva Stadium. So interesting times. I just said I'd come on tonight, freelance it, get the comments in, get the views in, talk about Celtic. You know, I thought that was a picture of Modric. Well, look at Luka Modric is a master in himself. You know, what a guy still playing at the moment for AC Milan. No, that's Kurt Cobain. The missus got me that for a couple of years ago at Christmas. So he's good. He's good. That celebration will go down in history, game in hand. The celebration yesterday, the way he jumped into the crowd and celebrating with the fans, you could just see that he gets Celtic. And you don't get a lot of players that feel that energy because they're afraid of the booking. They're afraid to see how fans would react. Fans were absolutely loving it yesterday. And I said it on the channel last night. That Mexican boy gives me vibes of a particular player who played left back for us called Emilio Izaguirre, a guy that played over 275 games for Celtic, who scored 5 goals, who won 7 titles for Celtic, who won 4 Scottish Cups, who won 3 League Cups. Emilio Izaguirre, what a legend. What an absolute legend of a guy. He just gives me them Emilio Izaguirre vibes. They're not from the same country. They're from the same region, Central America. But what a guy. What a guy. I've seen a picture of Araujo's tattoo on his back about him being born from immigrants and the Mexican flag and all that kind of jazz. Pretty impressive tattoo, I have to say. How's it going, Mark? Scott Films, I hope you're doing well. Always a good picture. Always good to see. Has brought into the club big time love, and plus it's good for the Latin American market as well. Obviously, we had a big influx of Honduran fans when Luis Palma was signed, and he scored a couple of goals. But Luis Palma, I'm going to just touch on Luis Palma. Obviously, he's over in Lech Poznan at the moment. There is an option they can take out to buy him for around 3.5 million. The 26-year-old Honduran who scored 6 goals in 33 appearances for his country. I don't want Luis Palma back at Celtic. I think he thinks he's bigger than Celtic Football Club. He thinks he's fucking Cristiano Ronaldo, and I wouldn't be touching him. I'd listen to offers and get rid of him. What a weekend! Yeah, look at. We all kind of wanted a draw yesterday, but look, not a draw for Celtic. I mean, a draw for Hearts and Rangers. It is what it is. We got a game in hand. We got Hearts to play a post-match. And you know what? Motherwell, as I said last night in the channel, Motherwell have a big say in this title race because they're not going to be a pushover at all. You know, did we not sign him Emilio Izaguirre twice? We did sign him twice. 275 appearances for Celtic. 7 league titles in his 2 stints at the club. 4 Scottish cups, and then 3 league cups. What's the 3 changes for Thursday, Keith? First of all, Kasper Schmeichel. I'd play Ross Doolan in goal. Why not? Like, the guy hasn't even. What's the point of bringing players in if that they're just going to be fucked in the reserves or fucked as third choice? Well, this guy's played in the league and played for Aberdeen and stuff like that as well. He played for Aberdeen in the Europa League a couple of years ago. Do not start Rio HATATE. I would bench Rio HATATE, and then the second The third choice, I would start Big Tom against Stuttgart. I think Adamnu looks all right. I think a lot of people would be criticising Junior Adadam only for he scored that flick against Dundee. He's got away with. He's got a little small pinch away from it. So there's a lot. Look, either these players are going to turn up and be title winning players, or they're going to be duds. Simple as it is. I would like to be turning around and saying to you tonight, I wish we were out of the Europa League and focusing on the league, because, as I said, I don't know. It's not the depth in the squad, it's the mentality, the energy levels, the drive in the squad to go on and compete in all avenues. Because let's be fucking honest, we all want Celtic to be winning every single game that's put in front of us. But do we have the ammunition at our disposal to fucking take this Europa League on? If you ask me out straight, would you rather win the Europa League or win the league and the Scottish Cup? Win the Europa League straight into European final, Istanbul, Besiktas Stadium, straight into the Champions League. If you win the Europa League, all that league bullshit would go out of the way. It'd be a great marker for Scottish football if a Scottish team could go on and win it, to be honest. But looking at Stuttgart, yet they scraped a win the weekend in the Bundesliga. I think it's going to be a very difficult game to beat it. And I've said this on the channel already a couple of times, and I don't want to keep repeating myself about this. Regardless, Martin O'Neill are back or not, Celtic Park has not been a fortress in European football for a long time. We have had some decent performances, but it's not a place where teams come in fear playing against us the way they used to. I think teams come and take a few pictures the day before and like, oh, that's a beautiful stadium. Oh, it's going to be a good night tomorrow night. And we don't have that energy level. And I've said on the channel, we need to have the fans behind us in every single game. If it's Scottish Cup, Europa League, the league, we need people. You need the fans behind us. There's no point sitting there on a cold night, watching your team play, having your fucking hot chocolate milk, blanket around you, and not even saying a fucking word. What's the point in you spending that money on a ticket when you're not feeling the energy? You know that way? But Martin O'Neill must play KASPER if he wants to get some train. His belly is embarrassment. As I said last night, I don't really want to be criticizing people's weight. It's not about here to criticize people's physique or what they are. It's his mentality and the way he's conducting himself. It's been error upon error from the Scottish Cup final. That Praga thing where he could have went like that, instead he goes like that. Yesterday he could have went like that, but he goes like that. That kind of shy. That needs to stop. Stop, you know? Why is Rio sabotaging these World Cup chances? I wouldn't even go touch him for the Japan squad. There's better quality in that Japan squad than Rio HATATE. Rio HATATE is done. But this is the funny thing is he could go. I said this the other day to I don't know if there's other transfer windows open. Probably in South America there is. If there was an offer coming in for Rio HATATE to go on loan for a year-long loan to a Brazilian club, an Argentine club, or even to the MLS. I don't know if the MLS market is still open. I'll have to check. I would let him go for a year. I'll let him go. I'll let him explore. I'll let him realize the grass isn't greener on the other side. He could go over to the MLS and fucking tear it up. He could go to the Brazilian Serie A and do well, or go to the Argentinian league and do well. Or he could be shite like Olivier Nacham. Look at Nacham. He went to Marseille. The fans were raging that they signed Nacham. Rio HATATE on his day is probably one of the best midfielders in Scottish football. We could see what he can do on the highest stage, the Champions League. His mentality isn't there. He was trying to do Xabi Alonso balls yesterday, and he was completely failing. I think one ball pulled off. He's afraid to tackle the way he once did. I just think, I don't know if it's just a Japanese thing with facial expressions. Kyogo was different. But see Moyeda and see HATATE, they look like they're just fucking not arsed. They're not arsed. They've sailed. We said this in the channel last night. Whoever put the comment in said that Japanese connection is done. It's done. It's sailed. The ship has sailed on that. It's sailed. And you know, you got to look at Moyeda, and you're probably saying to yourself, right, Kyogo went for, what was it, 12 million? Kiln's gone. Kiln went for about 17 million. You know, Matt O'Reilly went for over 20 odd million, 20, 26 plus. I don't know the exact figure again. You know, you're looking at players like that and you're saying, well, where do I get my move? Where do I get my move to a team? When do I get my chance to try a different chapter in my life? It's their careers. When you go on and you played in the Champions League and you played with Celtic and you've won a treble, you've won doubles, you've scored in the big games, you've been idolized by the fans, you've worked under different managers, you've played with good teammates, you've got used to the Glaswegian weather, you've been adored, you've won player awards. What is the next thing as a player you want to accomplish at Celtic? I know that sounds very, very hitting the ribs to us fans and hitting the ribs to the club when I say that, but it's the God honest truth. You've accomplished all them. You brought your album out. You've won your Grammys. What's next? What's next? You know? Like, this is what the problem is. I think it's just been a massive decline. And I said this last night in the channel. I think you need to bench some of these players. You got to bench your Rios. You got to bench your Schmeichels. You got to make these players work for it. I think some of these players think they're self-entitled, that they've been a part of the fabric for so long. They're entitled to play these games. Oxlade-Chamberlain should have been started from the fucking start yesterday instead of Rio HATATE. Now, Arnie Ingles is out until, I think, the end of March. He will be a miss. I know some people are a bit controversial about Arnie Ingles' capability as a footballer. He's not a box-to-box midfielder. He doesn't score enough goals, all this jazz, and I can understand that. But what I will say is, he's technically a good player. There's a lot to see more with Arnie Ingles, you know? Yeah. As I said, I don't want to sit here for the whole half an hour talking about how bad Rio HATATE's decline as a Celtic player has been in recent times. There's no point in me pulling up transfer market and FOTMob and saying this is what needs to be done. The simple facts is the guy doesn't share the same hunger and desire as some other players on that pitch. Like, see when players are getting whipped, see when players are getting subbed off, they should be getting that frustration of grabbing the jacket, having a little store, sitting pissed off, because it means that they want to play. It means that they want to make a point. It means that they want to earn their fucking cash. None of this relief to come off. Oh, I'm tired after 50 fucking minutes. Boo fucking who? You're in a title race. You go to the fucking trenches and you fight for the fucking club at the end of the day. Thank you very much for the 10 quid donation as well. Mitch, I hope you're doing good, by the way. And a massive thank you as well to Mark Scott Films as well for the donation tonight. Bleeding getting kind of cans out of that. I want to read out this comment as well. Rio probably wanted to go with Ange. He probably did. He probably thought he was getting removed to Tottenham. You know, he probably was. Ox should take Rio aside, say, drop the attitude, or no team will sniff at you. Look, it's brave words. It's brave words. And I as I said, I don't want to I don't know if these are all feeling the same kind of vibe. Are we being picky bastards? Are we being self-entitled pricks? And excuse me language, but I'm gonna say it in this way? Are we being too harsh on Rio HATATE, or are we calling it right as fans? Because I've watched a couple of podcasts today, and I won't say names, and a lot of them are in agreement that Rio HATATE has dropped his tools. Dropped his tools. He's in the hotel lobby, as I keep saying. He's having his sex on the beach. He's getting brainwashed by his agent. Oh, just look, hold off in there. We'll be moving in the Bundesliga in the summer. We'll be going to a team that finished 12th in the Bundesliga, or do you know what I think will happen with Rio HATATE? I think Rio HATATE will be another David Turnbull. He will go to a team in the Championship. I know Cardiff are in League One now. He will go to a team in the Championship of England, or he'll go to the Bundesliga, and he will play for a team that's not even near the stature of Celtic Football Club. He may be on better money. But he won't be getting that Champions League luxury. He'll never play Champions League football again. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact about Rio HATATE. That's a fact. And see Daisen Moyeda. I'd love to see Daisen. I think Daisen will move on. I hope he gets into the Japanese squad, even though his form has been poor in recent times, below average. But Daisen Moyeda resurrects himself for Japan. And I know a lot of you don't like hearing that, because you want to see him in the green and white resurrecting. We want to see him burying goals against Rangers, burying teams. But Moyeda deserves a chance. When the Moyeda moves on, I'll clap. But when Rio HATATE moves on, I'll be relieved. And I hope these are all in the same kind of category. I would put Rio HATATE's body language like Carlos Tevez's body language. I know Tevez was an absolute bollocks at Man City, but it's kind of like that similarity. I don't know if you remember Carlos Tevez, the way he went on. That kind of stubbornness. I wish we had a player like Chris Commons. You know that? I wish we had big Chris Commons. Someone that fucking gave a fuck for Celtic. You know? Someone that actually was passionate as hell. You know? Well, let's look at the comments. I hope you are enjoying this live tonight. I'm just going to have a little sup of this remaining drop of the Lee Griffiths Lucozade. He has Keith. His head is lost. Sorry to say that, but he has so much to give. He does have so much to give, but he doesn't care. Doesn't care. It's probably boring to him now. You got to understand this as well, folks. Celtic Football Club is an unbelievable product. It's an unbelievable feeling when you put that jersey on, when they get onto that pitch, when they see them thousands of fans in the trenches away at Kilmarnock, or 60,000 in front of them, or fans that travel across Europe to see them play Europa League or Champions League, whatever it is. They get that level of hype. You know, when they get that phone call, their agent gets that phone call saying Celtic Football Club's interested. And we kind of know what happens. The board fuck it up most of the time. They fuck it up. But when they do get deals over the line, we all know the PR shit that happens. But when they walk into Celtic Park, and when they get that walk in that reception, when they take that right hand turn into that trophy room, what do you see? You see history. You see a European Cup. You see the Glasgow Cup. You see the Shield. You see the Scottish Cup. You see the League title. You see all this stuff. Well, you don't see the Scottish Cup because Aberdeen won that. You see the League. You've seen the League Cup, a cup until St. Mirren won recently, which they deserve to win it. Let's be honest. But you know what? I'd rather have someone like fucking Gogic in my midfield than have Rio HATATE. That's the god honest truth. People probably think I'm a bit lula on the head. I'd rather have someone that fights in the trenches. Is Gogic Celtic material? No, but at least he'd fucking try. You know? I think Gogic would be like an Aaron Moy. You know? Rio is only costing himself a big mill. Look, there will be someone that'll come in, you know. In the summer, I'll go for Nico Sugru. Javier Shander. I don't know who this guy Javier Scandler. I'll look up him. Give me a second. I'm feeling a bit off the rails tonight. Javier Red Bull. Is this the guy that Arnie Ingalls was meant to be leaving? Let's now it makes a ring to me now. Ring to me. So folks, would you tune in if I done this in the morning time before I went to work? This is what I keep saying to myself. Should I do it? That's him, Keith. Good stuff. There we go. 28 years of age. Austrian centre-back defensive midfielder. 53% shots attempts, 69% touches, 54% create chances, defensive contributions. He's played 100 games for Red Bull, 4 goals, proper defensive midfielder, something that we need. Let's be honest, the big word need. We need that more than anything. Wolfsburg, 3 goals. He's been capped 49 times for his country. Look, his averages, performances, folks, here. 8.37. You know, you match that up to Rio HATATE and you'll be like, I'm going to give him a follow and keep an eye on him. Yeah, he looks like a type of player that likes to get stuck into the box as well. And he's an established player. Like he's won titles in Austria. He's won the German Cup. He's won the Super Cup as well. We should be going in for someone like that. I think his contract's up in the summer as well. Is it? Wait. Yeah, contract up in the summer. Why the fuck are we not going for someone like that? I forgot. I know why. You know. What is that? What is the search engine you're using, mate? I just use Google Chrome. That's what I use. Is it slow? Is it slow? That's a good question, Mark. Putting on Celtic strip is an amazing feeling. How many of these squad feel the same? This is why I think the fans, if you were to pull this title off, it'd feel weird. Would it feel like we've robbed the title from Hearts and Rangers if we pull this off? Let's be honest. Even though it's technically the title still at Celtic Park, does it feel like we would be robbing this title from a team like Hearts? Because how below average have we been at times? Let's be honest with ourselves here. Let's take the green tints off for a minute and say to ourselves, right, we have an average squad here. We have a squad where we have Austin Trusty fucking 1 minute looking like looking like Maldini. Next minute he's looking like F.A. Ambrose. What is going on? What the fuck is going on? We've got Liam Scales, who was looking like Maldini at the start of the season. Now he looks rattled. He looks absolutely rattled in his cage. And I did say last night I probably would let Liam Scales go in the summer. And I'll probably get a few digs in the chest for that. But I'm just being honest. Liam Scales is he just looks rattled. We've got a captain who is trying his absolute hardest to do 90 minutes a game. He isn't a 90-minute player. And you know what I was thinking today, right? Steve Clark was watching that game yesterday, right? When he was in Ibrox, which he got pelters on an Ibrox. We all remember that, when he got absolute sectarian abuse thrown at him. And we all remember the way Rangers fans acted that night. And I wonder if Steve Clark is saying to himself, will I bring Callum McGregor to the World Cup? Callum has a leadership experience, but we all remember Callum McGregor in the last Euros. He was fucking dirt. Didn't turn up for Scotland. Simple as. Unbelievable player for Celtic. But I think, as I've said this on the channel, we're at crossroads with Cal. You know, we'll get. He can't play every minute. He doesn't have it in him anymore. You know, and we're all grateful for the goals he's brought. Now you just type that in the boy's name and every stat comes up. Oh, that's called FOTMob. That's what the app is, Andy. So it's a great little app you can get on your phone. I would highly recommend FOTMob. I use it for comparing players at times. I use it for looking up players. I put notifications on of players that we've been looking at and stuff like that. Well, we're looking at pretty decent pretty decent app. It makes it better when it's a new top. Oh, 100%. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I won't be buying the 2 new tops until there's a change in board level. And it will kill me. And I was only saying this earlier on. Wonder, will Celtic bring out a new Irish origin merch for Paddy's Day? Will they? Will they bring it out for Paddy's Day? This is how you spell it. Just 1 second now. That's the app there. Oh, by the way, I hope you like the new crest. What do you think of the new crest? I was just messing around with ChatGPT earlier on. I thought I would just change it around. Do you prefer the old crest or the new crest? Let us know. Someone messaged me earlier on. Shout out to a guy called Dylan. He messaged me on Instagram and he said, no disrespect, but I'd rather the old crest. I was like, I appreciate the feedback. Thank you very much. You know, I like the honesty. You know, he thought it was going to be like, no, it's like, what do you think of it? He's rather the old one or the new one. I'm just experimenting, you know. HATATE goes forward and doesn't get back. Can we forgive Negrin because he scores goals? Look, Negrin's been all right. He's been all right. He's been all right signing for Celtic, you know. What has he scored? 16 goals for Celtic? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There is still parts of the game he should be working on. Benji Negrin, big time. But we'll see. Geez, nearly 12 o'clock. I'll stay on for another 10 minutes and then be going to me labba. Wee Mitch, hell. How's it going, Paul McGuire? I hope you're doing well, Paul. Good to see you tuned in. So who's sitting in their bed? Who's having that packet of golden wonders? Who's having that cup of tea watching me? Who's doing it? I hope he's like this as well. I don't know if you can see. A little green light there, look at. It says AM. Oh fuck, it doesn't matter, you know. There you go, ain't nothing but a GT. G for Gilday, eh? Or Kilday. Denoyer is still a free agent. I would have brought him back instead of Arthur. Denoyer, I think is he not like 34 or something? Was he not playing for last time he was playing for Club Bruges, was it? I know he was riddled with injuries, but I think he could do a job. He was immense for Virgil van Dijk. He was pretty decent, Jason Denoyer. I like Jason Denoyer. Thought he was good, you know. Kind of remind me of Melchior for some reason. I don't know why. Not the same hairstyle or not. Adidas are quite average with safe with their hands and their top. Strangely, my favorite top is the 67 one. Simple, bold, and classic. What do you think of the new top? What do you think of the new league tops? We'll have a look at them now. Footy headlines. Reportedly, these are meant to be the league tops for next season. You know, all crest all day long. Right, we'll go back to the old crest after this weekend. I'm gonna just throw it out there to see what people think. You know. Let me see. Are we in here? Oh, here we are. Here. These stupid poppers don't keep coming up. These Google ads and all this malarkey. Just give it a second, folks. I'm sure it's gone slow. Right. Let's click into this. See, can we get this now? Oh, here we go. So this is reportedly the leaked kit for next season, the leaked home kit. Don't get me wrong. I think the alphabet is actually meant to be gone off the shorts next season. So this might be the leaked kit, the home kit here. Don't get me wrong. It kind of reminds me very similar to 2017 kit that New Balance brought out. Absolute belter, by the way. I do like the design around the crest. It's starting to grow on me. Memorizing musicians or memorizing Rio HATATE when he was a musician. That's the 60-year anniversary there. The crest. Love it. Absolutely love it. And there it is there. The Adidas. But we'll go back out of this for a minute. We'll look at what a picture of the Lisbon Lions and Jock Stein. What a picture. Sounds like they're playing Hunger Games outside my route. someone shouting. I wonder if that's Neil McCann still moaning from last. Close the curtains there and see what's going on. Right, but anyways, let's have a look. Folks, I'm just going to jump over 5. I'm going to jump over 2 minutes. I don't know what's going on outside on my road. Something weird going on. I don't know if it's bleeding or Royal Rumble outside. Just give us 2 seconds, folks. Well, folks, I'm back again. I don't know what was going on there. The away top is a screamer, isn't it? It's an absolute belter of a top. I think the kit's going to be nice as well. Makes me want to play the newest FIFA game. One waste of time on a man. It's a lot of shite, to be honest. Neil McCann is on a mad bender outside your gaff, Keith. He must be drowning his tears in the Hobos pub. Definitely there's something going on anyway. Here's Shutter's being banged and all. It's like a Royal Rumble out there. It's definitely Neil McCann. Chris Poyet having on a belt. Is it just me or these tops look average at the best? Well, that's the thing. A lot of people are not going to buy these tops. Because what's going on? Like Celtic are down profit of 29% or something like that in the latest reports. And what you expect? I've said on the channel a couple of times. Fans are not feeling value for money. I know fans are going to watch that team play, but there's bigger shit going on. Bigger fish to fry, as they say. How am I feeling? Anya's feeling optimistic about Thursday night. It's Chris Boyd. He's raging. Greggs is refusing to serve him a steak bake. That's what he's trying to break into. Bleeding Greggs he is. Sure is getting rattled. His app is not working for him. Where did that 7 minutes come from? Well, someone sent me a thing earlier on. Actually, a guy called Scott Boy sent me this. I can't upload it now. It's a bit late, but I'm gonna read it out to you, right? Where is it? Where did he send it to me? Oh, so you can find this now because it was pretty good. Scott, wasn't it? Is it in general? No, he's not in general. Second now. So you can find this. 2 seconds, folks. Where's it going? Tommy Henderson. No, it's not Tommy. Oh, I'm gonna have to root it out and try to find the folks, and I'll send it. I'll put it on the podcast. But it's a pretty decent one. It's just basically just saying the whole events from the whole game, the second half and stuff like that. There should have been actually 9 minutes of added time being put on. Big shout out, Keith. Thank you for doing a live in this late hour. You're certainly help. Look at no problem. I'm happy to come on and try to contribute as much as I can. I'm kind of trying to be a nosy park. I'm dying to know what's going on outside, and hopefully no one is in big trouble. But Neil McCann looks like he was buried. I don't know. I hope Kilmarnock go down. Personally, to be honest with you, I just don't like Kilmarnock. We've had great times at Rugby Park and stuff like that. I know they're getting rid of that plastic pitch and stuff next season. I just can't stand them. Can't stand Killy. Can't stand them. It's just a bunch of Rangers fans that couldn't afford their train fare up or their bus fare up to Glasgow. That's all it is. That's what Kilmarnock is. You know, I think James Forrest will probably play for Ayr United next season. Captain for Ayr United if Scott Brown's still there. Definitely think. Always prefer there. Same here. The reason I like Ayr United is not because of Scott Brown. I just like the way they have O'Neills as well. I know Partick have O'Neills, but yeah, I was going through Glasgow Airport a couple of months back, and there was a guy with an Ayr United jersey on away. When it actually looked nice, I was like, that's actually a nice jersey, you know. Won't wear it though, obviously. More plastic on Kitty's pitch than Katie Price's chops. Oh, Jesus. Such a random thing to say. It's great to be in here with your own coin. 100%. Great to see you on live, Lay. You robbing your missus' YouTube account, are you? Jamesy, go back to your home club like Jamesy McLean. Yeah. Have you ever been to Ayr before? No, I've never seen an Ayr United game. Actually, wouldn't mind going. Something different. I've never been to the Ayr races as well. Couldn't be arsed with a lot of steamers dressed up and taking that bleeding God's gift. Can't be arsed with that. You know? Yeah. That's the last time we'll have to play in that plastic pitch. I know. I wouldn't go to that Ayr staunch as I've been told to go to Prestwick is a decent drink down there. The old Prestwick, good LM, Jamesy Forrest is the Prestwick Pele, do you call him? Yeah, 21 people tuning in. Folks, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that sub button. And most of all, please hit the thumbs up tonight. Every thumbs up helps the algorithm. New names, new faces. What I will say is, if you do have Facebook, I'm going to do a podcast tomorrow on Facebook because I want to interact with the Facebook community as well. We have over 81,500 followers over there. Do you think I'm going to get 81,500 followers tuning into my podcast tomorrow night? I'll probably get about 10 if I'm lucky. But I've had people saying to me that come into my line of work and they say, oh, you used to do Facebook a lot. How come you don't do Facebook anymore? And because YouTube's where it's at, mate. That's where it's the controversial at. You go for YouTube. See, Facebook, you can't say certain things on Facebook because you're breaching community guidelines, all that jizz, you know. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll all be happy if is Falkirk going to be getting rid of their plastic pitch next year as well, folks? Does anyone know that? That's the last time we'll have to play in that pitch, 100%. I just want to give a shout out to the man himself. We always say he looks like Chris Sutton, but it's Mark Scott. Mark Scott Films. It's not Chris Sutton. It's Mark Scott. Remember that, folks. Hail, Keats. Yeah, hail. Where's these comments? Get the comments in. And the last time we played Stuttgart at home, we won 3-1 on the road to Seville. A young Sean Maloney scored that night. I don't know if anyone was at that game. Well, before my time, you know. No wonder our league's a joke with all these plastic pitches. Well, let's be honest. It's Scotland. Like, look at Aberdeen. For the first time in 3.5 weeks, they actually had a bit of sunshine for the half an hour. You know. Are you looking forward to Thursday? I might do a watch along on Thursday. What do you think? I might just put the blower here, put it down, watch it live, have a chat with you. Why not? I might do a watch along on Thursday. Something different. That's if I can keep his attention span. Am I looking forward to it? I don't know what to think. Like, we're either gonna be smashed or we'll come up with good results. If we draw 0-0 or 1-0 at home, I don't fancy our chances away over in Stuttgart. By the way, Stuttgart Stadium is an absolute magical stadium. The looks of it looks really good. I think they used that in the Euros as well. Aberdeen pitch was drenched like Andrews. Oh, Jesus Christ, Ruken, you need to stop all this stuff. Hailstones. Does anyone know that if Falkirk's pitch is going to be gone next season, the plastic pitch? I was just going to have to Google it myself, won't I? Let's have a look. I thought there was a reel coming in. Falkirk plastic pitch 2027. This was only. Oh, is they because they have like a modernized pitch that was installed in 2023? Didn't we get away? Wait, with plans to switch back to grass. Oh, they are. They're getting rid of it. They're getting rid of it. Falkirk are getting rid of their plastic pitch. Thank God. Thank God. Some relief. And I have to say, Falkirk have been a really. We were linked. There was obviously talks of Calvin Miller was meant to come back to Celtic as well in transfer deadline day, and that move failed in the last hurdle. Calvin Miller, I don't look at. We had his chance. I wouldn't say he had his chance at Celtic. He had a couple of games for Celtic and wasn't in Brendan Rodgers' plans at the time. Surely, would you rather? I'm probably gonna get pelted for this. Would you rather James Forrest or Calvin Miller? You know, I would probably pick Calvin Miller because he's younger. Point to prove. James is a legend, a warhorse. But Jamesy yesterday couldn't skin players. He just doesn't have that pace. You know, doesn't have that direct, you know. And we all love Jamesy. Hope we win the league for him. I never knew. Yeah, I seen the picture of the rat at Ibrox last week. Unbelievable. I would take Calvin Miller all day. Well, let's look at his stats. Let's see what let's have a look. Should be going to bed now. He was keeping me bleeding up. This is your fault. To be honest with you, it's not your fault. I was watching a podcast earlier on, and I was like to my missus, I kind of want to do one. She's like, go on, do one. Go on, Ted. Go on. So Mark says, when it comes to the SPL pitches, why are they so important than stadiums? Look, to be honest, they can't even fill the fucking stadiums. It's like, it's embarrassing. Like, they take so much pride of this, like, you know, average population, the average to games and all this crap in Scottish football. But yeah, half the stands are empty. Look at the Kilmarnock game yesterday. We used to have 2 stands at Rugby Park. And there was 80,049 people at that game yesterday, right? They could have gave us that extra stand at the back. Instead, that's used for like it's a family stand or people that have special needs and stuff like that. But they could allocate them to the main stand, and they could have given us 2 stands. And that means that it would have looked more lucrative for Scottish football as a brand. But no, they don't do that. That's the typical shite that we have to deal with. For example, St. Mirren, they used to give us 2 stands. They give us fuck all now. Tynecastle, fuck all. Hibs, they're cutting allocation as well, I think. You know? It's a bleeding joke. It's a joke of a league, honestly. Tendons wise. Masmanise wants European football, but should get him in there. So maybe Calvin Miller, Masmanise, Elliot Watt, Josh Mulligan. There's the type of players we should be getting in for in the summer. But no, Celtic are not going to do that. Definitely not. But anyways, folks, I'm going to head off. It was a good podcast. I'll be back on tomorrow night on Facebook. The exact same name. Come on, the Hoop Celtic. Hopefully about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, I'll get back on. But it was good chatting to you all. Better head to bed and keep it classy. And I appreciate you all tuning in, and I appreciate the donations as well. Hail, hail.